In the NAACP, we all came together for a purpose to bring unity and awareness of the things that were going on in the South and to make us aware of the inconsistencies that did exist on the island. We moved to the Vineyard in 1961 from New Jersey. I remember, as people of color, you would never apply for a job anything other than cleaning or working in a kitchen, and I remembered my sister working at the bank. I worked in the A&P, another sister worked in the A&P, and the people here of color couldn't believe that we had the audacity, like, you went to apply for those jobs? And it was like, yeah, the sky was the limit. You shoot for the moon. If you can't grab the moon, grab some stars. So that's the way our parents taught us. You don't just go for because they say so.
My mother and Toby Dorsey, I think they were the first two African Americans in this NAACP, yes, weren't they?
In the NAACP, it wasn't a whole bunch of people of color from the island. It was more the Murphys, the Hodgkins, the Mayhews. Kivy Kaplan was, I think, the president at the time. Dr. Hodgson, all these people. It was the Dorseys, the Tankards, the different, and they brought their families in. So that was a great thing. It wasn't just like, say, Mrs. Murphy. It was Chris. It was Laura. It was Stanley. It was their other children. It wasn't just Mrs. Hodgkins. It was Tom, right? We all came together. The purpose was unity, opening people's eyes to equality for all. We used to have dinners. We would have gospel groups come down and sing. We would have speakers come down. We needed to get food to send down, I think it was to Selma, Alabama. And we walked around with a wagon, banging on doors. And before we knew it, we had a wagon just full of food. We had a purpose to do something, to come together as a group of people, not just black people, people, And I have a saying, united we stand, divided we fall.
Was there a youth branch, or was it just everyone?
Youth branch. We were all really together. We would come with the adults as well as the children. They would do things. We're going to have a dinner, so the kids would serve and do whatever we did. I remember we did a march. It was a parade here, and we marched in the parade, and I remembered us sitting on the back of a car, white and black, and we're in this parade in Edgartown. There were marchers, with the NAACP, and, we came together, we enjoyed each other, we had a purpose, wherever we could help. Oh yeah, it was a joy. Truly, truly a joy. You see how you're smiling? That's what every time you'd leave, you felt that joy, that we're accomplishing something, we're doing something, we're trying to bring people together as a whole. As I said, it wasn't about white or black. It was about making people aware of the injustices done, not just to black, but all. And that these things are just not acceptable. And how do we go about trying to rectify this in a non-confrontational method? So it was all good. It was all good.
What I believe the reason for the success was that the Vineyard had a very small winter population, and everyone was really supportive of one another. So you recognized the weaknesses and the failings and the shortcomings, but you were there to support each other. Now the Mazes were from New York, so you had people from diverse backgrounds who had experienced different kinds of things, and like the Mazers who experienced prejudice knew that it wasn't just black people. So if you've experienced prejudice and been ostracized just because of who you are, once you recognize that we need to all come together, those of us who have experienced this, and we need to encourage those who haven't quite experienced it yet to become a part of this, it makes for a much stronger unit. And that's what I think was the real gift of this NAACP. Both sides of our family were all Northerners. We don't have any Southern relatives. But Toby Dorsey, on the other hand, the other African American who was prominent in there, was a Southerner, and he had struggled. So he had a lot of bitterness and anger from the things that he experienced. Kivy Kaplan was just such he was like a facilitator, and he started it, but he wasn't at every meeting. He didn't have to be there. He instilled such a desire to do this that they took over. And so it was wonderful, and they didn't just do it in meetings. They reached out to each other at other times. It wasn't just like, well, we're having an NAACP meeting and now we don't see you anymore. They became friends. They embraced each other and they accepted each other.
It was, as I said, it was a joy. It was a joy.